universal images, they're very much about me as well. And this particular piece is a kind of, I was really pleased that this worked because I started off with a drawing from the mare and a photo. And when I was doing this series of faces, which people I guess don't really know me for my portraits as such, but those of you who have followed my work have seen over the last decade, I've shown more and more of this sort of thing. I like a universal face, something that's sculptured because it simplifies everything and it could be anyone almost. So this particular piece, I sat down, stuck the postcards onto the canvas first, and then, because you can't tell the postcards are there at first, but they look like a mosaic. It's almost like they're tiles stuck together. And I sat there with the photo and my drawing, and I drew on it, and then I painted on it, and then I pushed everything aside and just let it become really like unaware. And next thing you know, she just finished herself. I didn't even know I did it. Like it was sort of like I was painting away, and then I looked and I thought, oh, this actually looks really kind of cool. And she didn't exist at all before I gave her her life. And I kind of like that we can give life to these things. And then somehow she just demanded these earrings. I thought it suited her. So I did the face, and then I thought, oh, she needs earrings. And then if you look closely, you know, the eyes are always the intense bit, because I think the eyes actually reveal so much. And then using some formal things, like the little, you know, consistent highlight here, and in the eyes. But also, obviously, there's a really strong influence of Picasso in this. I didn't realise it at the time either, but that using the purple for a shadow and the light blue for highlights. But then there's almost this gold coming through. And I use the highest quality inks, the Aero colour and the Schminke colour, and acrylics too. The acrylics are the highest quality, so they kind of look like oil paints, but they're actually acrylic. And I do like that they're in a box frame, so you don't normally get to see this behind a picture, but it's really quite neat and tidy. I love the way they present them, and they sort of look like bits of sculpture. And in fact, these things, because they're chunky, they can actually sit. And I love the way I sit them on that in my studio often, on benches and things like that. And I kind of like that they're architectural, and it kind of adds to the idea that they're artifacts, that this might have been in a wall and pulled out of a wall and then, you know, put on a wall like this, which kind of makes them interesting in that sense. The story about this is it actually sold, and then they brought something else, and then it resold. So it's kind of, people like it, and now it's going to a very loving home, but she's already had quite an interesting life in her first viewing. And
has she whispered her name yet?
Not yet, but she will soon. She will. She'll come with papers.